Thank you for listening to guided meditations from One Mind Dharma. You can visit oneminddharma.com for more podcasts and to subscribe via Google Play, iTunes, or email. This podcast is offered freely, and we appreciate your support in keeping it going with all of the costs. To learn about supporting One Mind Dharma, visit oneminddharma.com/support. Today's practice is going to be one of extending the Brahma Viharas or heart practices toward ourselves. You can allow the eyes to gently close, arriving here in this present time experience you're having. And tuning into the body and where it's at, making a little extra effort to sit in a way that feels kind, healthy, loving toward yourself. And we'll start with metta practice, the practice of loving kindness or gentle friendliness. This is the cultivation of a heart that's gentle and friendly toward ourselves, wishing well. So you can recognize your own deeper wishes for happiness for yourself. Letting go of the kind of surface happiness, the ideas of what would make you happy, and tuning into that deep desire to be content and at ease, to be well. And we can practice by simply offering ourselves some encouragement. You can find whatever phrase seems right to you, perhaps picking a few and sticking with them. May I be at ease. May I be healthy. May I feel loved. May I be content. Saying these phrases to yourself in the head with some mindfulness, recognizing the intention behind them, the words. May I be content. Tuning into this wish for ourselves. Maybe offering the simple phrase, I love you, or may I love myself. Picking 3 or 4 phrases and repeating them to yourself, perhaps syncing them with the breath, offering a phrase on each exhale, finding a rhythm that works for you. You can tune into a way in which you've experienced some pain or suffering recently. And it could be something big, but it could be a relatively small thing. We don't have to go with some great grieving or horrible trauma we've experienced. Maybe we can bring up a time in which we felt stressed, resentful, anxious. And with compassion practice, we're just recognizing the pain we experienced and tuning into it with some care, some kindness, some presence. Recognizing that we don't like feeling the pains and difficulties. It's unpleasant. And at the same time, recognizing that we have the capacity to be with this unpleasantness, with these difficulties, with an open and caring heart often. So you can offer yourself a few phrases of compassion. May I be present for my pain. May I care for my suffering. If it's something specific, you may try offering, may I care for my anxiety, my anger. I like the phrase, I love you, keep going. This encouragement to care for the pain and stay strong and keep moving forward. I love you, keep going. May I be present for my pain. May I care for the suffering. Returning to these words and this intention to care for the difficult experiences, to show up for them with a loving presence. And finally, we'll switch to mudita, or appreciative joy, which is traditionally done with the joy of other people. But we can also make an effort to rejoice in our own happiness. When metta comes into contact with pain or suffering, it becomes compassion. When it comes into contact with happiness or joy, it becomes mudita. This rejoicing in the happiness, showing up for the joy, with a loving and caring heart and mind. So you can bring to mind a time in which you were happy. And again, it doesn't have to be a grand excitement and happiness. It could be something simple. Maybe that relaxing feeling when you lay down at the end of a day. Maybe somebody smiled at you, gave you a hug, you had a good conversation. Trying to tune into a simple moment of joy or happiness. And we can take a moment just to notice how it feels to reflect on this, if there's any physical or mental response going on in the mind, body, or heart. And as you tune into this experience, you can offer yourself some phrases of rejoicing in this happiness, of wishing for this happiness to be met with presence and care. So often we experience moments of joy and we don't pause to appreciate them. Maybe we think we don't deserve it. We don't allow ourselves to be vulnerable and experience it. So, this is a practice of opening the heart to the joy we experience. May I be happy. May I be present for my happiness. May I appreciate the joy in my life. May I be happy. May I be present for the happiness. May I appreciate the joy in my life.